And we are live. Welcome back to Real Chill Conversations. Hello, Brenda.
Hey everybody. How's everybody doing this weekend?
I hope everybody have a nice Labor Day tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, so let's get into it because I wanted to talk about today relationship goals on social media.
Yeah.
So I see many people on social media reposting pictures and images, videos of these beautiful couples and their pictures and their videos and their trips and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, what I want to talk about today is the reposting of the outsiders
Yeah.
because most of them says, "Oh, this is relationship goals."
Mhm.
So I want to know how you feel about that.
I really think that, it's one thing to capture a beautiful moment with your significant other and you post it on social media. And if it happens to catch the attention of other people and other people think that it's a beautiful picture, it's a beautiful image or a beautiful story or whatever, and want to, give it the name, couple goals or relationship goals. I think that's one thing, but I feel like so many people get dragged into this hype of having to be couple goals and having to be relationship goals, or they don't post anything about their significant other at all. There's a lot of people that don't post and don't put pictures up of their significant other for specific reasons. And, I think that when you're in this day and age and everything is social media, I think it's fine to protect the privacy of your significant other. You can keep that for yourselves. Y'all know what your goals are together. And if you're hitting those goals together, you shouldn't need that clarification. You shouldn't need that boost from somebody else telling you that your couple goals, because the same people that are hyping you up and talking about that your couple goals are going to be the same ones that are going to be tearing you down the next time that you have a post that's not so couple goal friendly, or if there is an issue or if there is a problem. So people are very fickle in that way.
You know what? And where I'm going with this, I'm glad you said that some people don't post because some people don't post their relationships
Yep.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I don't have no problem with that. My thing is of why I'm speaking about relationship goals on social media is because I see a lot of people idolizing these pictures and trips and gifts and beautiful outings.
Yes.
Not to bash the people who's actually posting them because I think it's a beautiful thing
Yeah.
to post. You know what I'm saying? If you want to post a picture in Dubai, for
Yeah.
example, with your significant other,
Yeah.
but then I see other people reposting it as relationship goals.
Hmm.
Excuse me, like maybe your partner don't have those means.
Right.
So a lot of people get stuck on this thing of, oh, look at them and look where they're going. Look at how many trips they're taking and stuff
Right.
like that. And it's
Right.
like, it's something that they would want in their own relationship. But are you really setting that standard to your significant other? I mean, that other person may not have the funds to do something like that.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that's the part that gets overlooked, is that, people want to meet and exceed these couple goals that they see on social media, but they may be in a relationship with someone that doesn't have that availability. Maybe they have the funding, but maybe they don't have the flexibility in their schedule to take 2 weeks off to go over to Dubai for a trip, or to take, a week off here and to take 5 days off here and take 5 days off there. Maybe they don't have the flexibility in their schedule in order to do that. Maybe the money's not the issue. Maybe it's just the time, and with, the nature of their job. And you wouldn't certainly want to jeopardize somebody's job and the way that they earn their income to be able to afford to take you on these nice trips and on these nice dinners and these outings and shopping sprees and all of that. But I
Or
think
this big beautiful wedding, you
exactly.
know. Because
Exactly.
I do see a lot of big, beautiful weddings on social media.
And let me tell you how I feel about that. I think weddings are a beautiful thing, but I feel like weddings don't need to be over the top, and you don't need to spend $100,000 on a wedding when you can easily spend that $100,000 as a down payment on a house and have a lower mortgage, or you could pay off debt, or you could buy your cars outright, or you could go on vacations, or you could take trips, or you could do certain things. The wedding is all of but a couple of hours. It's the marriage that's supposed to last forever. So when people want to build up and have all these different events, and we're going to have the this station over here and this station over here and a special this over here, for our wedding, and we're flying in cakes with gold from Italy to be in the icing. I mean, I just think it's over the top and it's ridiculous for something that's only going to last for a couple of hours, and it goes by so fast. It's such a blur from the time that you are beginning to get ready to the time that you walk down the aisle and say I do, to the reception and like mingling and having to say hi to everybody. It goes by so fast. So I would put my money elsewhere, but that's just me.
That's true.
That's
And
just
I
me.
mean, you also don't know what is going on behind the scenes of these beautiful pictures and beautiful images.
Right.
It's not just beautiful all the time.
Right. Exactly.
So,
And with our wedding, we wanted to make sure that we weren't going into any debt for our wedding. We didn't want to, do anything that we couldn't pay for it. If we couldn't pay for it ourselves, then we didn't want to do it. We didn't have our parents paying for our wedding because we were like, we're grown, we're adults, we've had children together, like we can pay for this wedding for ourselves. So we paid for it ourselves, and we stuck to a budget, and we worked with what worked for us, and it was still a beautiful day. It was still a nice time, still great memories, still had a lovely event. But I mean, we didn't spend no $100,000 on a wedding, I'll tell you that much.
right.
I will
So, do
tell you
you
that much.
see when people idolize all of these superficial, you know, couple goals? Do you think that it could really hurt their own relationship if they try to compare it? I mean,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so glad you said that, because that was going to be the next thing that comes out of my mouth. When you're idolizing somebody else's situation, and you want to name somebody else couple goals, you want to give them that title because of what you're seeing in a picture or what you're seeing in a post on social media, that really points to an insecurity and a lack of stability that you have in your own relationship. And I'm going to rewind back just a little bit prior to when I said, not everybody posts their significant other on their social media. And I think people that make that decision, they do that because they want to protect the privacy of the person that they're with. But other people will question that and be like, oh, well, she's not proud of him, or he's
right, you
not
don't
proud of
post
her.
me
You're
enough,
not
but he
posting
posts
enough, and da
her.
da da. And I don't think it has anything to do with that. I don't think it has anything to do with being less proud or not being proud of the person. I think it's just wanting to keep that the sanctity of your relationship whole and healthy between the two of you, because social media will do its damnedest to try to tear it apart. And if you keep that out of the eye of the prying eyes of people that we know are watching, because people are watching your every move, your every post, and everything that you put up, and trying to see what kind of life that you're living, if you can eliminate that from the prying eyes, I think you can actually have a more healthy relationship, because you're keeping it out of the eyes of those that don't wish the best for you, that don't
And also,
genuinely
some
have you.
couples may not post their significant other probably because they're cheating on them.
Yes, that's another
And it's a lot of people that'll look on social media and be like, if they know that person, they'll be like, oh, but he be dogging her, or
right.
he be cheating on her or she be
Right.
cheating on him
Yep.
and stuff like that. So I have been in that situation where I didn't want to post my significant other either because I was, I knew what he was doing. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not about to post him when it's not really like that in real life.
Right, right.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not giving you the glory. I'm not giving you your flowers and showing my appreciation by putting you up in a post and I know what's really going on behind closed doors. I'm not going to try to fool the people like that and make it seem like it's one thing when really it's something else that's going on behind closed doors that not everybody knows about because I'm not openly speaking about it and telling everybody my story until
Exactly.
I get ready.
But I was one of those people where he didn't really post me either.
Mhm.
And I was one of those people that would say, oh, but I would look at other couples and other couples would post them, their couples, their beautiful couple picture,
Yeah.
having fun and stuff like that. And I'll be like, it does made me wonder. It made me wonder, yeah, like I would like to, have a couple picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I started realizing that I could not base my relationship and my situation off of somebody else's situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is so true.
Somebody said they definitely cheating. Somebody else said I was posting mines looking crazy. Seriously, because
Yeah.
I didn't want to post him because I was posting him at one point,
Right.
but the cheating was just getting too bad. And then
Too much.
like we had mutual friends,
Right.
so the friends who he cheated on, where he went to
Right.
cheat on me with or whoever, like those friends knew that family knew that he was cheating on me.
They knew what was
So,
going on and you didn't know
for
what was
me to
going on.
post him, it just
Yeah.
felt like, yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
gonna look crazy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I know that's not what it really is behind closed doors.
Right.
So
Yeah.
definitely my situation, my previous relationship was definitely not a couple go.
Mm.
Mm, mm,
No.
mm. But
But there's
um
so much more to that story, and I know you and I had talked about this. We're definitely going to do a sit down and do a one-on-one, and give you an opportunity to really tell your story and share your story. I'll offer some input as well as to my own situation and my own experience with it. Of course, our stories are different because you did go through a divorce. I did not go through a divorce, but it was a long term, almost 10-year relationship that I was in. So definitely, we're going to start telling those stories and getting those stories out so people can understand that, what you see on social media is really what a person wants you to see. If
exactly.
I want you to see me happy and smiling and looking great, hair done, makeup done,
Then that's what I'm gonna
outfit,
post.
then that's what I'm going to post. If I want to post me at a fine dining establishment having a, luxurious meal, then that's what I'm going to post. If I want to post me on vacation with my kids, then that's what I'm going to post. But just because I'm putting up those images and just because I'm putting up that those pictures and that imagery does not mean that everything is necessarily hunky dory and all good behind the scenes. I'm just putting up what I want you to see and what I think you're going to interpret from those pictures. And I think that's the distinction that people need to make when they're reading too much into social media.
I totally agree with you. I feel like I love seeing, listen, by no means I'm saying stop posting those pictures. Like it's beautiful to see,
Yeah.
pictures like that.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's just getting too far when it goes like to that person, the viewer,
Yeah.
actually trying to fit that into the relationship. Now they're holding their partner on a higher standard
Right.
versus to where you first got with them, because you're seeing all these beautiful pictures on social media, but
Right.
trust me, it's not always like that.
Right. Right. Right.
Like, these people go through things behind those pictures,
And that's
okay?
something that also gets to me as well, as like, you'll see a lot of posts where there's like a lot of like romantic gestures where, someone seems to go out of their way to do something really romantic and genuine for their significant other. But it's one thing to be on the outside looking in. But when you have a close connection and you really know that couple and you know the things that they're going through, it's kind of confusing
Yeah.
when they put stuff up like that, and it's like, weren't y'all just threatening
And
to,
some
put.
people fake it. Let's just be real. Some
Yeah.
people fake it.
Yeah.
Like, some couples fake it for social media when behind closed doors they put hands
Right.
on, on
Right.
each other.
Right.
Like,
Hands and TPOs going on behind the scenes, but yet they want to fake it for the gram, and I have an issue with that.
and it's like we glorify positive moments of social media, but it's really is but is it real though? And relationship goals, like, when you're behind closed doors, you could be having the most miserable relationship, but then you're just posting these beautiful pictures and stuff like that, and videos on trips and stuff like that.
Right.
And then something look like, well, I'm not even going to talk about him because that's a whole different story. I was gonna say, no, 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 no. I'll go. No.
We're not doing that one today, huh?
Some people are getting cheated on. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
have all these beautiful pictures with their significant other. So don't feel bad if you're not posting pictures of your significant other that often, because trust me, it be some phoniness going on.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I was going to say, is that you shouldn't base the status of your relationship on whether or not you've been posted and you've been acknowledged on social media. There's, like I said, there's a lot of people that just choose to keep their relationships private, and I think some of those relationships are some of the more successful relationships because they're not opening up the relationship to be, picked apart and pulled apart by the prying eyes of everybody that want to say something behind a screen. They look at a picture on a screen, they look at a photo, they look at an image, they look at a montage, they look at a carousel of images or what have you that tell a story, and they get in their minds, and they want to make something out of it, and they want to either call it out for being fake, or they want to, big it up for being real.
And
And
you say acknowledge. That's so important,
yeah.
because now that you said that, I think some people just feel like they should be validated by their partner on social media.
And I don't think that, if you're secure in your relationship
You still there?
on social media, you know exactly where you stand, you know exactly
You're cutting off.
that that person is protecting you from the haters
I'm sorry, you guys. I think Brenna's having
brought
some issues.
into your situation. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. What I was saying was that I think that, almost in a sense, that person is protecting you by not putting you up on their social media, by keeping you from being held captive to the comments and the negativity and the negative things that people want to say about you being posted on someone's social media.
Okay. So I have another. Um, Yeah, because I have another example. It's like I would see like people posting gifts that they would give to their significant other and just play it off for social media, like, oh, look what I got my baby and
Right.
stuff like that. But behind closed doors, you putting hands on your baby.
Right, right,
See
which is
what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I think that's phoniness to me.
it
You
is.
know, that's like fake to me. I mean, would you consider this as deceiving others and yourself?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like it's real out here in social media.
Mhm.
And I feel like you shouldn't be wanting to validate your relationship because you may have a way better relationship than what that person have.
Why do people need so much validation? Why is it that we're in this day and age where we need so much validation from other people to let us know how our relationship is doing? I mean, we're not home with you guys at night. We don't get in the bed with you guys at night. We don't get on the phone with you guys, during the day when you have your conversations and you talk about how your day is going, or you have your problems that you need to overcome, or your issues that you need to resolve, or things that you need to find solutions for, whether it be for the kids or your work schedules or whatever else. So why do we need to put that out there for social media to try to interpret what the status of our relationship is? I just think that's adding additional negativity to your situation that you don't need.
And I don't mean to say, like I said earlier, don't post positive images of your relationships because I like that. You know, posting positive image, that's what you want. I mean, of
Yeah,
course, you don't want to be
when it's
posting
genuine.
negative stuff,
When it's genuine and when it's
but
sincere.
when it's
Yes.
genuine,
Yeah.
don't, like, some of these people get on here and do the most when behind closed doors they're really not that person.
Right.
So
And you know who you are.
yeah, you know who
We are
you are.
talking to you. You
You
know
know
who
who you
you are.
are. But yeah, that, it's crazy. But I guess it's more of the outsiders to me because like I said, we get so caught up of what people are doing on social media that we end up wanting to apply that in our personal relationships. And Brenna said, and I asked that question, it could be damaging to your own relationship.
Right.
um because what if your partner don't have the funds to do some of those things, but
Right.
they're a really good person?
Right.
Now you're holding them up to a higher standard, to something that you're seeing on social media,
Right.
when I thought that relationship goals, I mean, these relationship goals on social media, I'm sorry, it's more superficial,
It
like
is.
superficial things to me.
It is.
And if you're trying to apply it to your own relationship, it can hurt your relationship. That's all I'm gonna say to
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Especially, I thought that relationship goals, to me, I'm just saying, to me, was based on communication with your
Yes.
significant other,
Yes.
understanding, loving each other, respecting each other, putting God first.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it starts at home, but all these other things that social media is trying to make relationship goals to be, I don't see them as goals to
No.
me.
I don't see them as goals to me either. I mean, if I look at a social media post, and it's something, and it's quote unquote couple goals, and let's say it's a trip. We make time in our schedule, and based on the kids' school schedule and work schedules and all that, to take trips and to go places and to do things. And we took a trip. We went out of the country and we posted pictures of it, but it wasn't because we were trying to be couple goals. It was because it was a really fun trip and we enjoyed ourselves during our outings and the different things that we did, and we enjoyed ourselves and spending time together and and all of that. But I would say that our social media posts of each other are not, an ongoing every week, all the time, multiple times a week type of thing. It's like I know what I mean to him. He knows what he means to me. I don't need to put it on social media in order to prove anything to anybody. We're just out here living our
Especially not to him because
yeah.
he already know.
Exactly.
So
We just out here living our life. And if we
yeah.
happen to enjoy ourselves and we took a fly ass pic or had a nice post and we want to share it, then we're going to share it. But it's not for the purpose of trying to garner the attention of being labeled as couple goals, because what we're trying to do and how we're trying to live our life may not be how someone else is trying to live their life and do their things. Somebody might want that
I
100,000.
just say those are nice things you could do in your relationship, but I don't
Yeah.
see them as couple goals.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-mm.
I don't see they post a lot of things about friendship goals too. And
Yeah, I
friendship
have been
goals to me
I
is
have
being
been
there
seeing.
for your friend. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? It's more spiritual to me
Yes.
than the tangible things.
And a connection and a knowing that you can pick up that phone and you can call that person and you can talk to that person. And I've said this before, and have that person listen to you, not try to dictate to you and tell you what you need to be doing with your life, but to listen to you. And if you're asking for unsolicited advice, then offering that advice. But if y'all happen to go somewhere or do something and want to post a pic or whatever, then I mean, I think that's fine. But I don't think people truly understand the definition of goals when they're talking about relationships and they're talking about friendships, because most of the stuff that they're posting, 98% of the things that I'm seeing on social media, they're not genuine. They're
And you're
insincere.
really just putting a price tag on your relationship to
Exactly.
me.
Exactly. Exactly. And you can tell when something is sincere. You can
Yeah.
tell when something is genuine and when someone means it or not, and they're actually speaking from their heart. Those are the posts that I would like to be involved in.
And
Those are the
and
posts that you could tag me in.
and there's a lot of good men and women out here that are not branding their relationship. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
So, not to say to the people that don't brand their relationship, I mean, look, I mean, seriously, there was a man out here speaking about how how men cheat on women and the signs to look at, but he cheating on his wife.
Right.
You
Right.
see?
Right. Like what's the whole point of that? Like, sir, you're talking out of the whole left side of your mouth is saying one thing and the right side of your mouth is saying something else. And what you're putting up on social media is completely different. It's not matching up. Like
Just
you
don't
gotta
consume
you gotta make it
yourself
make
on social
sense.
media.
You gotta make it make sense. And definitely do not become consumed with social media, because it has a tendency to make you feel a certain way. Like if you're already in a place that's not the best, if you're feeling a little down, if you're feeling a little frustrated, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, if you're going through some things, I mean, clicking through and scrolling through pictures of goals, this, goals, that, goals, this, goals, that, will have the tendency to make you feel
Goals.
like you're less than, and that's
But
not
you know
right.
what? Yes, I'm glad you said that because you can make your partner, if you keep reposting those videos
Yeah.
saying relationship goals, just say nice picture, nice
Right.
image.
Right.
You know,
Right. Love to see
you're
it.
gonna make your
Love to see
partner
it.
feel like they're gonna feel less than, they're gonna feel bad, like
Right. Like they're
they
not
not
doing enough.
really do because they can't do that or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Maybe they have too much time on their hands. Maybe it's not that they don't have the funds. It's
Right.
just that they don't have the time to do all these beautiful things. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So you can make that person feel less than.
You
And
can.
then,
And you don't
you
want to do
know,
that, not to your significant other. That's the person that's more important to you. They're more important to you than
right.
anything that could be possibly placed on social media. So you definitely don't want to do anything that's going to upset them, offend them, or hurt them in any type of way by making them feel like they're not doing enough for you or they're doing less than because they're not doing all these grand things, that you're liking and commenting on social media.
And you should be focused on working on your own relationship to be successful. Some of the relationships on social media, again, they some of them are fake, just plain
Right.
fake.
Yeah.
Some people are getting abused, cheated on, lied to behind closed doors, treated really badly. You see it coming out many times.
Yeah.
When you be like, dang, I would have never thought, he would have did this or she would have did that.
Right.
And all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom,
Boom,
relationship comes
boom, boom.
crashing down. It was beautiful on social media while it lasted.
Right. Right. Like, wow, I never saw that coming. Right. Because they never posted about the bad stuff. They never posted about the trials and the tribulations that they had to go through. They never posted about the things that they had to overcome to get to a great place where they're on the same page. They just give you the good parts and not anything else. And you can't have a healthy and a successful
But you
relationship
know what?
with only the good things.
Brenda, I don't think it's that bad for you to even post your challenges in
I
your
don't think so
relationship
either. I
because
think it's helpful.
that's helpful for other people.
I
You may be doing a service to people that go through the same thing, but
I
a lot of people don't feel like they should.
I agree.
And, that's all good and dandy. But to me, it could be helpful. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's helpful, and I applaud people that have the courage and have the strength to be transparent with what's going on in their relationship, because I know that when I was going through my situations, if there was more people that were open and transparent about things that they had experienced or things that they had gone through or warning signs or red flags or things to look out for, I probably wouldn't have gone through as much as I had gone through in previous situations. But nobody was talking about it. So if nobody's talking about it, then it's like it's taboo and nobody says anything, and you feel like, okay, it must be you that's the problem.
Exactly. When it's
Don't
really not you.
and you don't know any better. So when you know better, you do better. So for me, I like to have those teachable moments. I like to be able to share, okay, this was a little situation that I was experiencing. This is what we did to take care of it. This is how we resolved it. This is how we talked about it. This was our communication about it, because you never know who you could be helping.
Exactly. All right, y'all. So this was a little good conversation.
Yes.
We're gonna be back next Sunday with Brenna in the building.
Run it in the
Do you
building.
have any final thoughts for today?
My only final thought is really don't get wrapped up with what you see on social media. I mean, yeah, of course, we're in a social media era where we post things, we share things, we put things up, but don't get caught up in it and don't feel like you're less than if you're not getting posts of you put up about elaborate trips and going out to eat and shopping trips and things like that. It doesn't have anything to do with how the other person feels about you. Just don't get caught up in it. Don't get wrapped up in it, because it can be, a thorn in your relationship. It can and wind up causing you guys more problems than you may already be experiencing unnecessarily and for no reason.
Exactly. And I would say, those beautiful pictures and videos, more than anything to me, they're just more of great experiences that
Yeah.
people have together.
Yeah.
But as far as relationship goes, friendship goes, and stuff like that, I mean, yeah, I would love to take the trips and the pictures and all with, you know, with my friends, with
Yeah,
my significant other. But I'm definitely not going to base those pictures as how my relationship should look, of
right.
what my relationship should look like.
Exactly.
Because it's deeper things than that that
Much
I'm worried
deeper.
about.
Yes,
And
much
it's
deeper.
definitely not a professional family picture online. Okay. Peace out, y'all.
All right,
Y'all
y'all. See
next
you next week.
Sunday.
All right. Bye.
Bye.